Hey, Meg, are you gonna take those soda cans to the Shaw Skank Redemption Center?
What the hell is your problem, you dumb bimbo? Oh, God, stop!
Meg Griffin, the often overlooked and underappreciated daughter from the crazy Griffin family in Family Guy. While she's frequently the target of jokes and ridicule, Meg has also shown a darker side. From manipulative behavior to outright cruelty. Meg has done some pretty terrible things. Today we will be counting down 7 worst things Meg has done. Number 7. Meg almost facilitated a serious crime. In the episode Friends Without Benefits, Meg developed a crush on the new guy in school.
There he is. The reason my bedpost is so shiny.
Oh my God, are you still obsessed with Kent? Just ask him out already. The worst that can happen is he says no.
Are you kidding? Of course he'll say no. There's no way he'd ever go out with me.
However, when she found out the boy had a crush on Chris...
I'm sorry, Meg. I think you're great, and I love hanging out with you. But there's something you should know. I'm gay.
You are?
Look, I really like you as a friend, but to be honest, I like Chris.
What?
Meg tried to pair the two up without Chris' consent.
All right, I talked to Chris, and he totally wants to hook up with you too.
No way, really? I didn't even know he was gay.
It's just that he's not as comfortable with his sexuality as you are yet, so he's gonna need to pretend to be asleep while it's happening.
What followed was a disturbing scheme involving knockout drugs. To the benefit of all involved, Meg saw the error of her ways and called off the plan. However, her brother and the boy were angry when they found out about her scheme.
Chris, hi. I didn't realize you'd be awake.
What?
Well, Meg said you'd be asleep, but it's fine. I can work with this.
Oh, hell no! Meg!
Oh my God, Kent, I just texted you that the plan was off.
Meg, what the hell were you planning on doing?
Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry. I was so obsessed with Kent that I guess I wasn't thinking straight. I'm just glad I stopped before I did a really terrible thing.
The incident was one of the worst things Meg has done and one of many reminders of Meg's boundary issues. Number 6. She almost got Stewie taken away. Meg gets a job at a local restaurant in the hopes of saving up to afford her dream purse. When she realizes that customers tip her because they think she's Stewie's mom, Meg plays into the charade.
Precious little boy. Oh, that's my, son. Your son? But you're just a baby yourself. Henry, give the little skank a nice tip.
However, Meg goes much too far with her sympathetic story, inventing a lie that Stewie lives in squalor and neglect.
Being a single mother is hard, but the real challenge is having a baby that's addicted to crack. Right, Stewie?
What's that? Oh, yes. I love crack. I'm absolutely cuckoo for crack.
This is the first time he's eaten something other than dog food in 3 weeks. Well, here's your check. God bless.
When a social services worker overhears Meg's lies, she shows up at the Griffin household with 2 police officers and orders to remove Stewie from the home.
Sandy Belfort, Child Services. We're placing this baby in a foster home.
What?
For God's sake, feed me!
Let me guess. All out of puppy chow? What an awful home for a child.
How dare you? This is a wonderful home.
Number 5. Destroyed the Swanson marriage. In the episode The Hand That Rocks the Wheelchair, Meg had to act as a temporary carer for Joe when Bonnie went to visit her family.
Oh, here's that juice box you asked for.
Oh, thanks, Meg. Oh.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. It's just that I like to put the straw in myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here.
Yeah, it's not the same now.
While looking after Joe, the two struck up a sweet friendship. Joe was nice to Meg in ways her own family wasn't. However, Meg interpreted her neighbor's kindness as something more.
How are your eggs, Joe? If he doesn't say anything about me calling him Joe, that means we're truly in love.
She just called me Joe. That's kind of weird. But I'll just let it slide. She's got nothing going on. Besides, what harm could it do? They're delicious, Meg. Thanks.
You're welcome, Joe.
And Meg went as far as planting a gun on Bonnie to get her arrested.
Ma'am, is this your bag?
I don't know how that cocaine got in there.
Ma'am, this bag contains a concealed weapon. I'm gonna have to place you under arrest.
Meg's love for Joe got her seriously injured and almost destroyed the Swanson marriage. Number 4. Fame turned her into a horrible person. In the episode Don't Make Me Over, the Griffin family became pop stars after Meg received a makeover.
No, I'd never even heard the word rubber.
Peter, this is Meg.
Oh.
I got a makeover, Dad. Don't I look great?
Oh, Meg, honey, I always thought you were beautiful just the way
Although the Griffins started strong, it didn't take long for the family to experience some dysfunction and tension.
What do we do?
I know what I'm doing. I'm getting out of here. Giggity, gone.
The family's issues were driven by Meg. Mel's beauty and newfound fame went to her head. She was mean to her parents and started to act entitled, making unreasonable demands of everyone around her.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with Meg being exploited that way.
Shut up, Mom. It's not your decision. I want to be exploited.
Meg, don't you talk to me like that.
After a public humiliation, Meg reverted to her old self and the family went home. Number 3. Meg kidnaps Brian. In the episode Barely Legal, Brian accompanies Meg to her high school dance as her chaperone.
Dance. This song kicks ass.
While together, Brian sticks up for Meg against bullies, which brings them closer.
Popular because you developed early and started giving hand jobs when you were 12, but now you can't stand to look at yourself in the mirror because all you see is a whore.
With a little booze in Brian and Meg feeling lonely, the two share a kiss. However, when Brian tries to make clear that it was a one-time thing, Meg refuses to accept it.
Oh no, did I do something wrong? Was it because I didn't sniff your butt first?
What? No. I mean, yes, that's how I would know you were interested, but Meg, the fact is you and I are friends, and that's the way it needs to stay.
Although she was initially understanding, Meg begins to obsess over Brian, believing that he loves her. The infatuation ends with Meg kidnapping Brian and Lois talking her down. Number 2. Meg assaulted an innocent bystander. Like so many of Meg's worst moments, her attack in Road to Rupert was spurred on by the mistreatment from her father.
You and me in the car.
Don't remind me. It's bad enough I got a suspended license. I got to ride around town with stinky McPoop pants. I want apple juice.
Dad, you left your apple juice at home.
I want apple juice.
When Meg agreed to drive Peter and his friends around town, she was subjected to their pranks and teasing.
Ah, gross! Will you stop it? Stop it!
Hey, guys, check this out.
Hey, Meg, don't be such a hothead.
What?
When things boiled to a head, Meg decided to take out her anger on an innocent bystander on the side of the road.
Meg, that was awesome!
While Peter and his friends watched from the car, Meg beat up the innocent man to vent her rage and then got back in the car like nothing happened. Number 1. Harboring an escaped convict. In the episode Dial Meg for Murder, Meg secretly harbors an escaped convict in her room.
Now I know that was a joke.
Whatever.
When the family and Joe find out, the convict is captured.
You're going to jail, punk!
Meg is sent to prison for aiding a fugitive. When she comes home from her sentence, she's a completely different person. Meg's return home sees her full of rage and having adopted prison culture. She was acting chaotically and challenged Peter, the toughest guy in the house, to a fight.
My house now, bitch! Now who's the funniest?
I know my way around a joke. For God's sake, Dad, have some humility. It'll save your life.
Meg's violence only gets worse from there, and she terrorizes her family, friends, and the local community with threats and aggression. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more Family Guy content.